Now this fella is a dog-faced puffer. He's very much like a dog in a fish tank. It has heaps and heaps of personality. This is one of those fish that you really get to know. They're absolute characters. They tend to get along very well with other fish, but they will eat any crustaceans. So don't try and have them with shrimp or anything like that. Definitely a risk if you had live coral, but they're an absolutely beautiful option for a more predatory fish-only style aquarium. And if taken out of the water, they puff up like a big balloon when they're stressed, but really one of those personality-based fish. Something you end up loving. A face a mother could love, a dog-faced puffer. So in this tank we've got some beautiful fish. The ones I want to point out is the pair of bird-nosed wrasse. They're a very active, very vibrant, very beautiful fish. This camera is definitely not taking up the colour of these fish. They're actually very, very beautiful. But this pair of bird-nosed wrasse, the green one is the male, and then the brown one is the female. They're a very boisterous, gluttonous fish, and can be a real family favourite. One of those fish you really get to know. We've also got a sailfin tang here. He's displaying himself right on cue. Very beautiful, excellent addition. A very good scavenger. And then we've got a blue tang, which is a wonderful fish, but be careful because they get white spot very easily. So you want to quarantine them. Now this fella is a coronator puffer fish. They have a lot of personality. Very beautiful, interesting fish. As we call puffer fish, if you take them out of the water, they'll puff up when they're stressed. They sort of remind me of a big fat hummingbird. A saltwater aquarium. Cleaner shrimp are probably the best thing you'll ever buy. Because what cleaner shrimp do is they jump on the fish and then they'll pick any parasites off the fish. So they reduce the chance of your fish getting white spot. Now not only do they jump on the fish and pick all the parasites off the fish, but they'll also eat all the parasites in the environment. So they will quite drastically reduce the chance of your fish getting white spot. So though they are not cheap in Australia because of where they need to be collected, they would have to be the best insurance policy. Just make sure that you don't get any fish that will be tempted to eat them, knowing that most fish actually don't eat them. But you wouldn't want them with any like big hawkfish or big wrasse or big fellas that actually might go after them. They're generally going to go very well with most introductions. The other thing is when you see them shed, so you see the skin fall off, then don't take it out of the water because they need to eat that to get all their calcium and iodine and that back in. But these would be absolutely a number one pick for any aquarium. And they're super cool. Anytime you buy a snail of any description, make sure that the snail is actually stuck on the glass. So the chance of the snail settling in that's actually stuck on the glass is much better. You never want to get one that's just, even if you know the snail's home, do not buy it unless you've got to actually plop it off. Because it is easy to buy yourself a dead snail. So these fellas are called stripies. They're a very beautiful, very active species of fish. And they're actually wonderful for eating aptasia and anemones. So if you ever get those annoying little anemones in your tank, the aptasias that just take over your tank, these things are absolutely ideal. You tend to just keep one though because they can be a little bit nippy at each other. Otherwise, you want a group. So I would go with one or a group. And they don't need warm water either. They can go into cold water. This fella is a foxface. A very beautiful fish. Very great for eating various types of algae. But do be careful handling any of the foxface or rabbit fish family, as they do tend to have spines. Well, they've got poisonous spines. If you ever get spined by a poisonous fish, then you make sure that you put the stab underneath hot water, as hot as you can handle, and that will break down the neurotoxin, and then you'll be okay. You should live. Now this little fella, it's called a black trigger. A black trigger is a very cool little fish. It has a lot of personality, and they're very, very cool to watch. They're definitely a fish with a lot of personality that you get to know. Now, obviously, because I just got my camera out, they decide to hide as soon as you try to video them. Just don't have them with any crustaceans. Now, this fish is an absolute favourite of mine. This is a sailfin tang. They're very easy to keep, and they're great algae eaters. You just want to make sure you've got a nice big tank for them. Such a beautiful marine fish. Some tangs are very hard to look after, like the lipstick. That's much harder, whereas the sailfins tend to be much easier. Now this fella is a pink-tailed trigger. They grow into an absolutely beautiful fish. They have a lot of personality. They're definitely like keeping a dog in a fish tank. Don't keep them with any crustaceans, because they love to eat crustaceans. But they're definitely a fish that you get attached to and you get to know. Definitely a fish you're going to end up naming.